WackMatters is brought to you by Audible.com. If you go to audibletrial.com/WackMatters, you can sign up for a free 30-day trial where you can test out Audible's awesome audiobook monthly subscription service. Make sure to go to audibletrial.com/WackMatters.
Hold on, is this gonna be funny?
Well, I mean, if you consider reliving high school memories in a post-traumatic stress disorder way funny, then yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so...
You said so many words, dude.
Yeah. So... Dang it. It's not gonna be funny anymore.
Well, now you freaking got everybody just crazy psyched for your story.
Okay, so I went. So I was at a convention the other day.
Nerd.
I thought you were just going into no, like he's talking about this. Really? Okay, so I was at a convention over the weekend, and on Friday there was a formal ball. But the thing is,
it was just.
I got to this formal ball dressed formally. And everyone else there was either dressed informally or just in regular cosplay.
Oh, dude!
How
many times have you been significantly overdressed for a thing in your life?
A lot. I mean, to be fair, the rest of my group was dressed formally as well. But it wasn't like just regular formal dressing. We were like formal
Not your
cosplay.
Squad.
No,
your group.
My group. Because this was before the rest of the squad got there. So this was just the 4 core members.
I hate all of this.
Yeah. But yeah, so we were all like formally dressed, like formal cosplaying, except for Joe, because he's lame. Just kidding, Joe's not lame. Joe's great.
Joe, piece of trash. I'm kidding.
Joe is also a real person that you must apologize to now.
I know Joe's real. I didn't ever think Joe was trash. That's a joke.
Okay, but yeah, so we were all like formal cosplaying, like it was supposed to be.
Can you talk about any fake people so I could just dunk on them?
Donald Trump.
Oh, hold on, this will help us get subscribers. Piece of trash.
No, okay, so yeah, and like everyone else there is either cosplaying or dressed formally or in pajamas. So like my group was the only group of people that was actually like expecting it to be a formal cosplay ball, like it's like the title said it was going to be.
Did you see me at the con?
No, because you didn't go. I invited you and you said no.
No, I did go. I was in chameleon cosplay.
So you're just walking around naked, changing color to blend in with the background.
Nobody could see me.
Cool. You're dressed as Drax.
That's so specific.
You were standing so still the entire time. No one could see you.
What's more and this is not I'm not trying to be mean to you when I say this. I don't want you to think that I am. What's more pathetic? The fact that you made that niche of a joke, or the fact that it didn't even take me a full second to understand what the joke was about and laugh at it?
It's equally pathetic.
Okay, go ahead.
So anyway, no one's dressed right and then they don't even play ballroom music.
Ballroom blitz.
They just play like regular like dance
freaking
dance music, and then like every once in a while they do like a little bit of a slow dance song. It was just a high school dance with college people, a homeschool high school dance with college aged people, and half of them were wasted.
Was the dancing better though?
No. It was literally a repeat of a homeschool high school dance. And like Joe, Ian, and I were just like we were standing in the corner just like war flashbacks. Except for me. I loved high school dances, so I was having a blast.
Remember when you freaking roped me from across the floor?
I roped Ian from across the floor of the room.
That was our thing, jerk.
You weren't there.
Karsten, piece of trash.
Stood me up. I invited you multiple times, and you're just like, nah, man.
I don't have a cosplay yet.
You don't need to.
I should
You don't need a cosplay to go to these things.
You should give me some of your clothes, and I'll cosplay as you.
Dude, do it. I mean, I have some extra costumes that would probably fit you.
No, I'll just go as you. I'll just wear like jeans and a t-shirt. And
actually, I do kind of have a look. It's a zip-up hoodie, white t-shirt, this necklace, and this hat.
Yeah, I'll just take it from you for a day. And go as you to a con. Be like, so one rando in your group didn't cosplay. No, I'm cosplaying as him. What?
The real world him.
The real world him. Not... Okay, go ahead.
All right. So,
this is Toon In. Dude.
I just had to get that off my chest because I was a little peeved.
I don't know why I've been rambling so much. We record these in chunks. Like, we do more than one episode in a recording session. And I feel like my brain is just scattered all over the place. But in theory, we do have to kind of fill time.
We do.
We only talk about one episode, but it's a really good one.
Yeah.
This is Toon In. It's a podcast where we believe that a lot of cartoons that are kind of marketed towards children are actually really smartly made and are more of an all-ages show that families can get together and watch.
Most definitely.
That are appropriate for kids and adults, and everybody can enjoy it. I am your host, Marcus. This is my co-host,
El Chapo.
Karsten. That was probably racist.
No, he's a crime lord.
Racist?
No. Okay, fine, whatever.
Crime
my name is
lords are
Karsten.
probably racist.
Maybe.
Do you think all crime lords are racist?
Let's talk about that.
Dude, this can't just be callback jokes.
But if you think about it, that is totally a GMM intro. Do you think all crime lords are racist? Let's talk about that.
Do 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 do
Do do do do do do do.
Okay.
What have we devolved into?
Red Link pieces of. Okay, so.
Bro, I'm
ki-
offended by that.
I'm kidding.
All right, so this episode.
Red Link, if you want to sponsor us, we would say yes.
Yeah, do it totally.
And that one is not us selling out because I do watch GMM very regularly. I believe you do.
They are very entertaining boys.
I'm a big fan of those boys. Okay, keep going.
So this episode starts out 65 years later, because like the last episode was technically the last episode of the story arc. This one's kind of a filler episode, but it's a good one.
Not even filler, because it's not even, like, it's just Attack On.
It's Attack On.
The episode is literally what the title is.
Literally.
It is literally what the title is.
Epilogue.
It's an epilogue.
Yeah.
Oh, nice freaking creative naming, Bruce, Tim, Paul, Dini.
Houdini. That stud muffin guy.
No, that was the writer. It was the a dumb joke. Don't worry about it. But yeah, it's
I
just.
couldn't remember his
epilogue.
name. I just remembered Muffin.
It was something like McMuffin though. It was like his name, which is weird to me.
Egg McMuffin.
So, it is
65
essentially
years later.
65 years later, and you watch a dark shrouded figure. It's
Terry McGinnis.
It's Terry McGinnis, Batman Beyond. Well, Batman from the TV show Batman Beyond. After Bruce is too old to be Batman, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And he's breaking into none other than a very old Amanda Waller's house to talk to her, and he's very angry about
Just
something.
like,
And
buy
you
Girl
kind
Scout
of
cookies.
you kind of work backwards through
Flashbacks and stuff.
through flashbacks and things. Hashbacks. You work backwards to getting to why he's so mad and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was throwing it to you.
Okay. So yeah, they're like talking. You're seeing these flashbacks, and like you're starting to get the idea that Terry doesn't want to be Batman anymore, and he's like kind of holding this like resentment towards Batman and Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And
there's like a reference to like a big event that kind of happened that like information was found out that made him very upset.
Yeah. And they kind of just slowly reveal more and more of what that information is as the episode goes on. So, like, as they're talking and we're seeing these flashbacks, we find out that Terry McGinnis is, like, ready to quit the Justice League. Because, like, the future Justice League.
Yeah, he did quit Future Justice League. He, his relationship with, I forgot her name.
His girlfriend.
Yeah, but, like, it's on the rocks. Like, it's really shaky and stuff. He's yelling. Like, him and Bruce are not getting along.
Not at all.
Yeah, so, like, and this is...
It's rough.
this is kind of like a side thing. It is really neat to see the way that they draw Terry. Like, he looks like a grown up.
Yeah.
Because, like, this is him as an adult and stuff. Like, he looks like an adult. He sat like the voice actor. I don't remember his name. I'm a big fan of his though. He plays Eric in Boy Meets World. But he purposefully makes choices with his voice to make him sound more mature than he does as a high school kid. It's really, really neat to watch. But, like, you see kind of his life in shambles, and at the center of it, at least in his perspective, is Bruce and Batman.
Yeah.
So you come to find out that he is a clone of Bruce Wayne. And he
so he gets really mad at Bruce. So
he's like, I have had no
cloned me.
choice in my life, essentially.
You cloned me and you created me to be you, basically.
Yeah.
He's super mad.
He essentially,
Gosh, he is peeved.
The idea is he's so, like, that he's mad. He's like, you're so arrogant to think that, like, you're the greatest thing to ever happen to Earth, that you didn't think the world could possibly survive without you. So you made me because you're just, like, that much of an arrogant jerk. And as he's kind of yelling at a very old Amanda Waller about this, she's like, no, that's not true. Like, I made you. And he's like, what? And then it cuts to a very good scene where she's complaining about how many pills she has to take. So she's like, this one's for my liver, this one's for high blood pressure, this one replaces the function of this body part, and this one, I don't even know what this one's for. Oh, that's right, Alzheimer's. Which is pretty good. And then he essentially says, don't bullcrap me, like, you remember everything. And then she proceeds to tell a story about how she thought the world needed Batman.
So basically, she found she decided she needed to clone Batman because he is, like, the most important Justice League member and the world needs him at all times. It's always going to need a Batman. So
the world will always need a Batman.
So she goes and she finds Batman's DNA because it is which wasn't very hard because it was quote unquote strewn about the city. So she takes his DNA and she breaks in. She uses her old Cadmus clearance to break in and find some old cloning technology, and she creates a DNA override and injects it into Terry McGinnis's.
Yes, they find a young couple essentially that match the same psychiatric profile of Bruce's parents.
Yeah, and then injects him with the DNA override so that his reproductive system essentially becomes Bruce Wayne's reproductive system. And then that creates Terry McGinnis, this child who's basically just a clone of Bruce Wayne now.
Well, I mean, I guess the technical genetic offspring. It would be like if Bruce had a kid.
Yeah.
Technically, but
essentially a clone.
And like while all of this is kind of going on and she's telling this story, he also talks about how arrogant Batman is. Now Batman won't change his mind or won't do anything different. Like, he works in a certain way
and doesn't care about anyone.
And he's harsh and stuff. And then Amanda tells a story about the Royal Flush Gang, and essentially the Justice League beats up this kind of no-name group of supervillains that are kind of throwaway to bring back a character from Justice League, the original show, not Justice League Unlimited, which is a little girl named Ace, and the Joker tried to use her in the first season. It's an okay episode, but essentially Batman goes and he has to go try to kill this girl, is what Amanda says, because her powers have evolved because of all the experiments Cadmus has done on her, and if she dies, she'll kill essentially everybody in like a little big radius. Like, and she says, it's a good line. She's like, everybody in the radius of her powers will die, and she's like, that's a number measured by miles, or distance measured by miles. So Batman takes the device and runs up there, and then it's kind of a gut punch, which I watched this in the wrong order too. Well, part of it. I had not seen the original episode with Ace. So Batman goes, and Ace is a little girl. Well, like a probably 12-year-old girl.
Yeah.
And she essentially talks about how she didn't have a childhood and she's really messed up inside, and how she's like, I always wanted to play games and have fun, and all I've ever tried to do is have fun. I gave these people powers that you had to fight, and I wanted them to have fun and play with me, and they wouldn't. And I wanted Cadmus to play with me, and they wouldn't. They took my childhood from me. They'd hook up wires to everything and say, Ace, can you lift this? And she picked up a tree and throws it into the sky. And she's like, yeah, I can lift it. Like, I can do what I want. Well, she does it with her mind. She has mind powers.
Mm-hmm.
But, and then Bruce kind of just stands there, and, like, Bruce says very, very little. As she kind of just talks and reads his mind and stuff and talks for him.
Mm-hmm.
It's really neat and smartly done. But it kind of boils down to she only let him through because she knew he wasn't going to use Amanda's device on her.
Yeah.
And then he kind of says, like, you can't kill these people, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I'm scared. Like, I don't want to die. And then this little girl cries on Batman's shoulder, and Batman just sits with her on a swing set until she dies. And then child Marcus and adult Marcus cry. I have never seen this episode and not cried.
The feels, again, like even in the recap.
Yeah, it's very emotional. It's very well done. It's very well voice acted. Like, which is so funny. I think this is like, if you want to show somebody what this show can be, show them this episode first. It has no spoilers for the late game of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Show them Epilogue first. And freaking, they'll get emotional, they'll see all of the impact and stuff. And, like, the moral of the story is, at the end of the day, she kind of says,
Batman's a chill dude.
Batman...
He wouldn't hurt a fly.
He's not the worst. The world does need a Batman, and there's a lot of good aspects. She's like, for instance, and she's like, and you have a lot of them. She's like, Bruce is a genius. You're not a genius. You're not that kind of guy. However, she's like, you're just as stubborn. You care about human beings. Like, you want to do the right thing and care about humans just as much as Bruce. I've never seen anybody like that. She's like, there is no such thing as fate. There's no such thing as destiny. You make your own choices. You figure out your own life. And then right before you leave, she says, however, my one piece of actual advice for you, if you do want to have a better life than your old man, maybe you should take care of the people you love and who love you and not just be kind of an a-hole to everybody all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then the episode kind of ends with him implying he's going to propose to his girlfriend. And it ends with a really sweet moment where Bruce talks about how he made him soup and he's mad because he didn't call in and the soup's cold and stuff. And then he helps him with his pills because there's a big moment when Bruce is like choking out on the ground because he needed to take pills and stuff, and Terry dips.
Because he's an old...
Yeah,
old
freaking
boy.
Bruce looks so old. But Terry takes the pills and helps him, like give them to him and stuff. And as he leaves, he says, you need to eat your food before you leave. Keep up your strength. And he's like, nah, I'll be fine. I'll eat when I get back. And he's like, you're stubborn piece of work or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, so is my dad. And it's like a really sweet moment. And the episode kind of ends.
Yeah.
That's all of Justice League Unlimited, Season 1.
So what do you think of Justice League Unlimited overall?
It's my favorite TV show.
It's up there for me.
It's so
Not my
good.
favorite, but it's up there.
Well, you're wrong. Let me explain to you why you're wrong. No, Justice League Unlimited,
Top
so, like,
4.
Here's the way I kind of look at it. Anybody I've seen and convinced to watch this show, with an open mind, like, I have seen people be like, "Rrr," and like him kind of like very close-minded about it, and you can find enough flaws in anything,
right,
and stuff. Like, if you are looking to not enjoy a thing, you can not enjoy a thing.
You can find enough reasons to not enjoy it.
Yeah.
That goes for anything.
Yeah, but yeah. So if
Except for me,
if you
I'm
watch,
perfect, and I am the best friend you could ever have.
if you watch Justice League Unlimited with an open mind, there is, I'm trying to think of a good way to say it. I would argue Justice League Unlimited Season 1 is a perfect season of TV.
It's pretty close.
Like, it's like, not perfect, because, like, obviously, well, you could find flaw, well, not perfect, a 10 out of 10.
Wrong show.
Yeah, I mean, this is not Life is Rated, obviously, but, like, Justice League Unlimited is a 10 out of 10.
It is really good.
In the sense that, like, there might be a few flaws with it, but I think that, like, the flaws are so drastically overshadowed, like, that it's whatever. At least with the first season. Like, I think there's more flaws in the second season. I would give the second season an 8 out of 10, which is still really good.
Mm-hmm.
But, and we'll get to that at some point.
Eventually.
But,
maybe.
like, Justice League Unlimited Season 1 is... I would put an argument out for maybe a perfect season of TV.
Mm-hmm.
I would put it up there.
Perfect?
I would put it up there with Heroes Good.
How about last season, whatever?
Season.
It's the last episode of Lost. I mean, last
The
season
last,
of Lost.
the last season of Lost is butt. It's way better than that.
But what if it's supposed to be butt? Then doesn't it become brilliant?
No, that's like so. Like, no, I'm not getting into this right now. Did Gypsy just come downstairs?
Heck off!
You piece of
No, that's my phone. Back
you
off.
dumpster. Gypsy, go away.
Hey, that actually worked.
Leave me alone. Stop. Let's announce it, I guess. So, obviously the way the show works is we talk about a season in chronological order at a time.
Yes.
So, Justice League Unlimited Season 1 is done. So, starting next week at episode 20, we will talk about the first 2 episodes of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I'm really heckin' excited.
You haven't seen it, have you?
I've seen the first, 5 episodes twice.
Have you not, seen the whole show?
Nope.
What a treat. I love Avatar: The Last Airbender.
What I've seen is pretty good, and I'm really excited for it.
There are problems with Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's not as good as Justice League Unlimited.
Still pretty good, though.
Super good. There's a lot of really good things about it. We'll talk a lot about it, and we'll talk a lot about what the show... Oh, at least I will talk a lot about what the show comes into. But, it's a little bit of a shorter episode this week, as far as our part goes.
Yeah.
But, remember, it's winter time. You gotta get those sweaties.
Yeah, get those sweaties. You gotta stay warm, because hypothermia is real, and it kills.
Hypothermia kills at least one person every year. I think I can say without lying.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty safe.
I'll take that back just for legal reasons. Hypothermia has killed people.
There we go.
So, get a sweaty. Get a WackMatters sweaty and never be cold again. Can I say that? Or is that a lie? You wouldn't know. You don't have a WackMatters hoodie.
Because I'm broke.
I don't have a WackMatters hoodie. Too rich for my blood. I've bought 3 of them, though. I gave them out as gifts. We have merch, so you can go check out our merch. I think it's really neat. The t-shirts are incredibly comfortable.
They are.
You don't have one.
I was going to buy one.
Yeah, Karsten did have money. I was going to buy one, and freaking...
The site went down.
Yeah, the site dropped. So he didn't. But,
I forgot.
There's a donate button also on the thing. It helps out a lot, like money does.
Mm-hmm.
I've been picking up more responsibility and trying to find more ways to help out the site and put more work in to producing things for the site. And I don't want to say that we do. I would love for this to be my full-time job, and I don't want to say I'm just doing this for money. I do enjoy it.
You gotta get those dollar bills somehow.
I like hanging out with Karsten and talking on TV. This is a really fun thing for me. Obviously, it's a fun thing for me. We can see from the numbers of how well the show does. It's not very well, but we still do it.
It's fun.
Yeah, we enjoy it.
As long as you enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah, we enjoy it and stuff. However, I also do work a full-time job, and if we could make dollars for WackMatters, it would be a little bit easier to justify, hey, Danny, I'm going to work on this thing a little bit while I'm hanging out with you. Or, I understand it is 2 a.m., but there's more work that I could do. So I guess I'm just going to not sleep and do this work. Yeah. It'd be a little easier to rationalize in my head if not even just if you gave us money. If you shared it, if people shared it, people talked about it. If you gave us feedback, if you commented on it, if you talked to us about it, you engaged us about the things you liked.
Yeah, this is your fault.
Things you didn't like. No, just anything like that would mean a whole lot, and it would help motivate.
Let us know what we can do better.
And encourage us, at least me specifically, for all of the late nights I found myself in recently for getting this stuff done. I think that's just gonna do it though. So just
don't forget to share.
Yeah, just share,
rate, comment.
Right, and if you want to hear us talk about Avatar: The Last Airbender, you'll have to tune in next time.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Thanks for listening to the podcast that we produce here at WackMatters.com. Just in case you didn't know, we have a lot of different shows running right now. There's Life's What You Rate It, where me and my brother Mark rate everything on a scale from 1 to 10 that exists in the entire universe. Toon In, where Marcus and his friend Karsten talk about cartoons and their value for people of all ages. Of course, Whack Tracks, where me and a bunch of friends make commentary tracks for whatever shows or movies we might be into at the time. And our newest show on the network, The Music Matters, where my friend Trevor creates a discussion around all the matters relating to music. If you'd like to support the content we make here at WackMatters.com, please go to WackMatters.storeenvy.com and check out our merchandise section. We sell t-shirts right now, and there's more merchandise to come. Even if you don't want to buy a t-shirt, there is a donate button at WackMatters.com that you can use to support the content that we already make and to help fund creative ideas for the future. Additionally, this podcast is also brought to you by Audible.com. If you go to audibletrial.com/WackMatters, you can sign up for a free 30-day trial with Audible.com where you get to listen to a free audiobook of your choosing and can continue subscribing for an awesome audiobook content subscription. Remember, that's audibletrial.com/WackMatters. We love you all and hope you will continue checking out the content we make here at WackMatters.com. Have a great day.